Miss Susan Kibe Atsulu, emotional wellness coach and author. This week on What's Your Story, we have Susan Kibe, a warrior of many labels in life. She's the author of Gracefully Broken, a captivating story of overcoming sexual assault, finding healing, and walking in restoration. She's the founder of the Claim Your Crown program, which is a mentorship program that helps individuals go through emotional wellness and self-awareness. Claim Your Crown also offers mentorship for single mothers parenting alone to help them overcome the challenges that come with the season. Susan is passionate about helping ladies walk authentic journeys towards healing any emotional wounds. On What's Your Story? Everyone has a story. Stay tuned. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi. You know I'm deeply gratified that you made the time to tune in tonight because this program is about inspiring, empowering, and elevating your life. The stories shared on this show are real life stories. People actually go through these things. This is their story to tell. Our work here as the What's Your Story crew is to just catalyze and provide a platform where they can come and share them. Some of you may ask, why do people share? I just said it. Just for you to glean something that will empower you, elevate you, provoke you perhaps to choose to live differently, or in some cases, people just get answers to questions they've been asking for certain seasons and periods of their life. My guest tonight is a lady who is one of the people we interact with on my Facebook pages, and she wrote to me a couple of weeks or months ago, and then I had forgotten about it. Yes, I do forget sometimes. Until when we were recording or planning for the shows for this month, I remember there was this story I read, and thankfully everything just came together. And here we are with Miss Susan Kibe. She is an author and also an emotional wellness coach. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Good to be here.
And it's like we match, so there's synchronicity happening here.
Amazing, I tell you.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
And her book is here, Gracefully Broken, a captivating story of what it means to be broken and made whole again. So that should tell you, first, when you hear she's an emotional wellness coach, and she's authored a book on brokenness, that should just say to you, you know, just fasten your seatbelts and let's get ready for some emotional healing.
Amazing.
Yes?
That's
Yeah.
true, that's
So
it.
tell me about you, Susan, even before we get to this story. So who is Susan? Like, what was your background like?
Wow. Susan
Growing
is
up, yes.
this girl that grew up in a very warm family.
Oh, nice.
Loving. I'm an only girl.
Okay.
I have 3 brothers. And I'm the last born.
So you're completely spoiled, like beyond.
Oh my goodness, that's the thought, but I'm not spoiled.
No?
No.
Last born, only girl, brothers.
Yeah,
Wow.
brothers
Okay.
protecting me. And I'm born and brought up in Nyeri. Like all my life I was in Nyeri. I came to Nairobi in campus.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was joining JKUAT.
Yes.
And so I grew up in a normal way, you know. Yeah, we all say humble background, but humble, not that humble that we used to go to school without shoes. No. Humble but comfortable at that time.
The next level of humble.
The next level of humble. My parents were civil servants.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, their time they worked until retirement. For me to have gotten into this level of emotional wellness is because right from my growing up, I had incidents that I would say shaped my identity in a way,
Yes.
but then I didn't understand. Nobody did.
Like what?
Like when I was in nursery school, I had an issue with my legs.
Okay.
And I used to wear special shoes.
Oh.
Like my parents would buy shoes, and then they'd be taken to Association of the Physically Disabled of Kenya. Then they put like metal plates to like make my feet straight or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I went through that nursery, class 1, class 2. So you see, I'm different from other children.
Yeah.
And there's something it was doing in me, but I didn't know what that was. And then when I joined high school, I got another hiccup. When I was in Form 2, we hiked Mount Kenya. I was a ranger.
Was your leg okay by that time?
By that time, I'm okay. By the time I was in class 3, 4, I'd recovered.
Okay.
So now I'm normal once again. So now when we hiked Mount Kenya, I got, it's called what, attitude sickness, which affected my hormones. So
How
I'm
old
in
were
Form
you?
2.
Form
2
2
is around
Not 16, 15.
15, 16,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Yeah.
And so after coming down from Mount Kenya, I missed my periods and it didn't bother me.
Okay.
Because I'm in school, nothing is going on, so we are good.
Yeah.
But I think whatever had affected me made me lose a lot of blood. Now, when I think the peace finally came, I bled for so long. It was literally heavy, like the pores just opened.
Like endless.
Endless. Like I couldn't sit in a 45 minutes lesson without changing. So that led me to be anemic.
Yeah.
And that sent me in another wave. This girl who does not go for assembly because she's fainting all over. It was so bad. I was supposed to have this bone marrow something, the transplant.
Yeah.
But by the time the guy I went to see, I think the dawas are taken that the iron tablet I think had worked because they were saying that blood I'm just losing and it's not being manufactured or something. Yeah, so I felt like that one also God snatched me. I didn't do that transplant. And I remember there's a lady who had done it, a family friend of ours who did not make it.
Oh, so your life was preserved.
So they're thinking, my goodness.
Yes, you are a very, very strong girl. I mean, you are super strong. Okay,
yeah.
so you finished high school with flying
Finished high
colors.
school, yeah. The colors are not flying per se.
The colors weren't flying.
They weren't really
but
flying.
But there were colors
but,
at least.
But there were colors, yeah. And so when I cleared from 4, I was torn between doing IT, pursuing IT, and law. So I chose the IT road.
Okay.
Yeah, and I pursued IT at JKUAT.
Okay.
Yeah, and graduated with a second upper in IT. But I think at that time also, it was the courses you do because your parents...
Of course, they say, do this, this
is
will be good for you. Yes.
Yeah. In this season, this is the course. So I only worked in IT for a year. We had 2 shifts of working, and I was in the morning shift. That gets in at 6, leaves at 1. And then there was a shift from, I think, 1 to around 6. So for me to be in Upper Hill at 6 in the morning, that meant I had to leave my house at 5.
Yeah.
So you arrange with your friends where you're going to meet and, organize yourselves, you go together.
Yeah.
So I had to leave my house at around 5, meet up with my friends around 5:30, then now we go to the office. So after I had worked, I had gone in this shift for like a week.
Yeah.
The second week, one morning when I was going to work, I was assaulted. Just when I had left the house and just before I got to the stage, a very short distance actually. Yeah, so I would call it bad luck or I don't know what, but yeah. So, and you see, I'm born and brought up in a staunch Catholic family. So I grew up as a good girl with values, with morals, what to do, what not to do. And so when I was assaulted, I felt like I have been violated, my innocence has been stolen. And I even asked myself, okay, I was keeping myself for what again? Yeah, they tell us it's until marriage. So what happened? Yeah, strangers, I don't even know them. It was not a pleasurable experience, And that moment turned my life completely upside down.
How old were you?
I was 23.
23?
Yes.
Okay.
I was 23, and so, of course, I went through the normal checkups, Good Nairobi Women's. Now, that was also another identity crisis for me. Seeing that file opened with my name on it, the Gender-Based Violence Recovery Center, and then my name, Susan Kibe.
Yeah.
Hey, that one for Association of Physically Disabled was something else. I was at least young, This one now, I felt like something has been stamped on me. Another identity has been stamped on me, something you'd never think. Yeah, so they opened the file.
So before the file, so when that happened, what did you do? It's 5 o'clock, you're on your way to the office.
Yes. Of course, I passed out because they strangled me, so I passed out. So when I woke up, I opened my eyes, I was on the ground. I'm wondering what happened. Then I remembered what had happened. So I just stood up, and the first place I walked in was a pub. At that time, pubs are open. Yes, I think they were going throughout the night. As in the first place I got in was a pub. And so, of course, my hair is unkempt. I look funny, so I told them, I've been assaulted. And of course, now these are also men. You feel like you don't know who to trust anymore. Yeah, but I just told them, and one man from that place, of course, somebody asked me, Why didn't you scream? That's not the question to ask someone at that time. I was not prepared I was going to meet them, so I was not ready to scream. And then some of us, when we get afraid, you freeze.
Freeze,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm in that freeze mode.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah. Even if I would see something like a snake, I freeze.
Yeah.
Before I scream, it has, yeah. So, but one person from the pub was a taxi driver. By then there are no Ubers. So this guy, I can't remember his name, but he really helped me. He took me in his cab and took me now back to near where I was living. It was opposite the police station. So it's like he was taking me back home. So I went to the police station, recorded a statement, and they told me now to go to hospital. So he asked me, are you okay to go? I said yes. What was I going to say? And I don't even know you. So I don't know. I feel like right now I don't trust anyone. Yes, so of course I went home and changed the outer garments and packed what I could pack. Then took a matatu all the way to Hurlingham. That was the longest journey of my life.
What was going through your mind in that matatu?
Lots of pain, confusion. You know, I'm still wondering, what actually happened? Like, I'm trying to recount what actually happened. How did I get here? And then now, you know, everyone else is moving on with their lives. People are laughing, walk outside, you know, and I'm thinking, why is everyone laughing? I felt like I'm just in my own world, in my own space.
Yeah.
I felt like nobody understands what has happened to me. Like, I felt like things should just stop.
Yeah.
You know, pause and reflect as to what has happened.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, I get Nairobi Women's, and they received me very well. But the most harrowing experience of Nairobi Women's was to repeat my story. Tell the receptionist what happened, and she's opening the file, go to the doctor, repeat what happened, go to the counselor, repeat what happened. I felt like, my goodness. So that was quite an experience for me. But one of the people also that I felt God had positioned for me in Nairobi Women's is the counselor I met that day. I've never forgotten her name. She was called Penina. Penina told me, Susan, whatever happened to you this morning is not written on your forehead. As soon as you walk out of these doors, men will still hit on you. Because when I look at you, I see a beautiful girl. And she told him, if only we work with a mortality rate of 70, you have 47 years ahead of you. Wow. And today you will decide how the next 47 years will be.
That's so powerful.
And as much as it did not sink as it should have sunk, I felt like I didn't want to hear anything like that. It meant a lot. And that was the beginning of my healing. Whatever Penina told me was the beginning of my healing.
Because you'll remember it. You'll remember it.
Vividly. Those were exactly her words.
Yes.
All these years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go through counseling and treatment, and to the glory of God, nothing happened. I didn't have any sickness. I didn't contract anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I finished the medication they give you, I think, after 6 months review and all that.
At what point did you tell your brothers, your parents, your family?
No, when it happened,
Yeah.
since now when I was assaulted, they also they took my phone, they took, I think, my money. So the only number I could remember at that time was one of my colleagues in the office. So I think I told my colleague, and I think I also had a boyfriend by that time, and my boyfriend. So where I got a phone, those are the two people I told. So I knew when this one knows, the office knows. When this one knows, I can tell my people.
Yes.
Yeah, and so my family knew, and now you see it's like by this time I'm living alone. My brother is on another side of town. So the first person to come to my rescue the following morning was my mom. She traveled all the way from Nyeri to come see me, because also for a mother, that is such a tragic experience. And yeah, so she was with me for a few days, took me to Kikuyu. My eyes needed to be checked. And then we just stayed together.
Yeah.
She comforted me. And then, of course, they made sure I moved. I didn't stay there again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, I think because of that experience, I felt like I didn't get the support I would have expected from my place of work. And so I think I hated the company, the career, everything. And I never looked back.
That's how you quit IT.
That's how I quit IT.
Wow.
That's how I quit IT.
Yes.
And I never went back.
Yes.
And of course, you see, when you get treated, they do the physical part.
Okay.
You know, like they'll treat you physically, give you medicine, but nobody takes care of your emotions. Yeah. So this feeling of violation, my innocence was stolen, a lot of questions.
Yes, the mind is
Yeah,
endlessly...
a lot is going on.
Yes.
And so as soon as I finished medication and I was okay, I got into serious alcoholism, partying.
Were you living alone?
Yes.
So you moved from Kino to another part of town?
The recovery part,
yes.
I went to live with an auntie of mine
right.
in Nairobi West.
Uh-huh.
So once I recovered, now I'm back on my feet,
yes.
I'm okay, I can sleep at night, I'm no longer scared. Now I moved, I think, to Kileleshwa, those small SQs that would fit someone who is beginning life.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was living alone.
Okay.
So I got into serious partying.
Yes.
And I felt like I was doing that to numb the pain. Now that nobody understands what this is, I needed to numb the pain. And like, as I go out and hang out with friends, I felt like I was validating myself.
Were you angry with God?
At some point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, where was he? What did I do wrong? Why did he stop it? Of course, those questions came. And so I felt like I was on a rebelling mode.
Streak, yes,
yeah,
yes.
I was just rebelling and yeah. So I got into serious partying, alcoholism for some time. And then I think in that journey, God captured me because I conceived, I got pregnant.
Okay.
At the age of 25.
So when all of this is going on, you're lying to your parents that you're okay?
Oh yeah, but I'm okay. Whenever you look at me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But internally,
so yes,
is where the drama is.
That's where the drama is.
Yes.
Oh, the hula baloo, there was so much commotion. But you see, and I feel like nobody understands me.
Did you have anyone to talk to?
No.
No.
No. And I think also the fact that when I tell you I'm fine,
Yeah.
Catherine, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are also going through very many things, so nobody really is going into probing how fine are you, how fine you're not.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would say I was just moving on. I was this kind of independent girl just doing my own things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know we'll get there later in the show, but when you look back at that experience, what do you wish people could have done for you so that in case there's anyone watching and maybe they have a relative or a sister who's gone through that and they don't know how to reach them, or maybe they just like you keep saying, I'm okay. But at that moment, in retrospect, what do you feel could have been done for you by the people around you?
Okay. I would say number one, and the major thing is just to be there for that person. Like, be there.
Yeah.
Because even in conversations, there are things you will pick. Yeah. By the time someone is saying 1, 2, 3 things, this person is not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as much as probably they may not just be pouring out,
Yeah.
but you can probe from what you're picking. So being there helps. Being there, and also let this person know that
You're there.
we are here for you. Yeah. Sometimes all you need, but like I remember the very first is immediately after the incident,
Yeah.
there are a few friends who came, they moved in, and like were just there. When you're sleeping, they are there. They want to make sure you have company, you're not scared. So you see that after I told people I'm okay,
Yeah.
life goes on.
They
So
leave.
everybody goes on. Yeah.
Because when you started to go out clubbing, obviously you got a new circle of friends
Yes.
who did not necessarily have the privilege of knowing what your past was like. So they just treated you as this new person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and for them, you're just fun girl. Let's go out.
Yes.
Where are we going?
Oh,
What are we
yes.
wearing?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So that was like the new
You.
Yeah, the new me.
Yes, new.
Yeah.
New
new
you.
me.
Yes.
Yeah, because also now internally things were totally messed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, so I continued with my partying, and when I was at 25,
Yes.
I conceived my son. Another hit on my identity, single mom.
Oh, so the labels keep piling.
Yes.
Huh.
Hey, and if you don't know how to deal with it,
Yeah.
there are a lot of challenges that come with that. Because you see now, my life has changed.
Yes.
I can no longer party as I want. I can no longer spend my money as I want. There's another human being waiting for me.
Where were you working though? You left IT?
When I left IT, I went into sales.
Ah, okay. So you had a job.
Yes,
so you
I had a
money.
job. I had money.
So you had
I
money.
had money to spend.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was in sales.
Yes.
And I think I just continued with sales. I started with Barclay card, then I went to insurance and investments, which is what I've been doing until now.
Oh, yes.
So I went marketing, totally. I changed line completely. Never went back to
So a
it.
lot of money, young girl, and the life.
And then life,
And now single mom.
single mom. Yeah, so what I was really fighting at that time is I've been raised by 2 parents. I don't know how to raise a child alone. As in where I've not even had it anywhere.
You don't have that example?
No.
No.
So I was fighting that a lot. I felt like someone has spoiled my life. You just came and put a full stop on what I was trying to do, halted me, and now shifted my dimension again.
Eish.
Yeah, but anyway, I had a healthy, safe, cool pregnancy.
Yes. What did your parents say when you said, I'm pregnant?
Of course, I was very scared. Remember, I told you I'm raised from a staunch, staunch is a word, Catholic family. So I braved myself,
Yeah.
and I think in month 2, I went home to meet my mom.
Was
Of course,
he
I had to
showing?
tell my mom first, no.
Okay.
I had to tell my mom first, then you know how to deal
Tell
with your
dad, yeah,
husband, yes.
always.
So I went and I called my mom into my bedroom. I told her, no, Mom, something I want to tell you.
Yeah.
I think, of course, by now she was thinking, what is this?
What
we
now?
have never had these discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told her I am pregnant. And she asked me, who is it? Is it someone? Are you planning anything? So I told her, I don't know. I don't even know that he'll come or not. I think he's not ready. He's just there.
Yeah.
And my mom also told me something that really warmed my heart. My mom told me, you have taken care of yourself throughout school, you finished, you have been working, now allow us to take care of you. Because there are very many people who have a lot of money in happy marriages and have not been able to conceive. So we take this as a gift from God. That is not a normal African mother.
No.
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 Yeah, so I think God was just showing me mercy in all these ways. By the way, I was really embraced. Yeah, I was not treated like you have brought us shame.
No.
Now you have to. No.
What a
Yeah.
loving mom.
Yes. Actually, every time I say I have been a single mom, I almost feel guilty because other than being the present parent,
Yes.
my family has supported me throughout. I have had extensive support from my family.
That is a rare
goodness.
case. No,
Oh,
really,
yes.
that's a rare case.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I know that's a very rare case.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have talked to many people who their families make them feel you deal
Yeah.
with your, yeah.
And you set your mind to this baby will be raised by you and your family.
Yes.
Whether he wants to come or not, you don't
yes.
care.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, so that also gave me some form of consolation. But deep down, things are still piling.
Yes.
The building is still coming up because how now society looks at you. Family is fine, have accepted me. But society,
yeah,
go back to the office, single mom.
Yes.
Go to church, single mom. Funny stairs. Immoral woman. You know?
Yeah, because we seem to care a bit too much about what people think.
What people think.
Especially at that age.
Yes.
It's like we live for people.
That's it.
And until you've been through some things, then you realize, I don't care what nobody thinks.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had that to overcome as well.
Yeah, I had to overcome that. And of course, once I finished this weaning period and I'm no longer breastfeeding, I went back to the club.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, yes, I
You
did.
went back to the club?
Yes.
When the baby could walk?
Not walk, when the baby stopped breastfeeding. Maybe like a year. I think I only rested for a year.
What?
Yes.
What was in that club? What were you finding from or in that? I know it's not the entertainment, it's not the fun. What was it feeling? What gaps was it feeling here?
Even just that thing of, now what kind of life is this? How am I raising this child alone? What's going to happen? What's our future? I actually say that this is not something I'm proud to say, but I normally say it because it happened.
Yeah.
I feel like I was an absentee mom for the first 4 years of my son's life. 3 to 4 years, yes. Like I was this mom, I'm providing. You have diapers, yes. You have milk, you have food. Is rent paid? Bills are paid? Yes. The housekeeper is paid. It's me and my work and moving on with my life. It was so bad, such that my house help would tell me, the baby today has not played very well. Does he have fever? Maybe no, she's calling me during the day.
Yeah.
I'll tell her, prepare, we meet in hospital. I used to live in
This is What's Your Story? We're here at the Holiday Inn and grateful to the management for according us this space to bring you to tonight's story. Our guest is Miss Susan Kibe. She is an author, a financial advisor, and an emotional wellness coach. She has authored this book, Gracefully Broken, from whence we are drawing tonight's story. Like I say, our lives are layers and layers and layers of stories, and unless we know what the root of a thing is, then we're forever grappling on the surface. And so Susan has been brave and courageous enough to be authentic with her story today, because what we do over here is just to inspire, empower, and elevate your life. If you're joining us now, you will catch this show from when it started half an hour ago on YouTube, because we'd be uploading after this. Well, we continue with the story. So you have a 4-year-old boy, or rather you say for the first 4 years of your son's life, you say you are an absentee mom, and your life revolved around work and clubbing, if I may call it that, because inside you are still broken and you're looking to feel some parts. Yes. So at what point, therefore, did the turning point happen? When did you say, enough of this clubbing, enough of this? Susan, who am I?
Who am I? Wow, I would say as I continued to remotely parent my son, I was still trying to fight this thing of the stigma of being a single mom. And so I was looking for an identity.
Yeah.
I wanted to raise my son in a complete family setup, as we see it, mommy, daddy, and children. So one day in my line of work, I met someone.
Hey. So when you say you are looking for an identity, what you're looking for a dad?
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I want to be married, in a married setup, you know.
Wow.
Yes.
Because you grew up in that.
Yes.
So you're programmed to.
Yes.
We are incomplete.
Yes.
Without this male figure.
Yes. The male figure that supposedly will make our family complete.
Yes.
Yes, I met someone in my line of work. And I told you all this time I'm just this independent girl. Yeah, people just know things happen when they have already happened. I don't sing cancel anywhere. So I met this guy, and we get talking. The company I was working with had funded a golf tournament somewhere, and this guy happened to be the events people. So every day he's there. Are you okay with the tables, the tents? Do you need anything? Yeah. So for like 3 days we chat like every day. We became friends.
And you saw potential.
I saw potential. I saw potential. And so because I was internally sick, if I would call it that, so I didn't even know, by the time you're going to settle down with someone, what should I do? Who should I talk to? I didn't care. I just needed
someone.
Status complete. Yeah, so I think in a year we had moved in.
Okay.
Yes, we started talking, but he told me his past. He had been married, but now separated. And because I am coming from the world, Catherine, I didn't know anything about the covenant of marriage and what it means. So you're separated. Yes. So there's nobody in your house. So I have not chased anybody. I'm good.
We are all good.
Oh, yes. And what do we do now? Because we were serious. You know, we even go for VCT. You're testing to know you're okay. And then we are okay. That was my turning point, believe it or not. I never went to the club another day. If there's one thing I did not struggle with, is quitting alcohol. Like, I think I was so ready to settle down. I'm thinking, God has brought me someone. And then we are both clean. And then this person is born again. I'm done.
Arrived.
How much can God love me?
This plane has landed.
Oh, yes, it has landed. Yeah, so we move in.
Let me sip my coffee. There looks like something is about to come.
Sips coffee. So we move in, and in I think the first year we have moved in, I conceive again.
Okay, naturally.
Yeah. So and that is how I conceived my daughter. So in my book I call it the counterfeit marriage, because it was an entanglement. Nowadays they call it, I don't know whether they still come with stay, situationship, whatever. Yeah, entanglement. So I call it the counterfeit marriage. So you see, I was never married, like married. No, just met today. We are doing this. We are doing life. Moved in together. So I conceived my daughter. So at least I've stopped partying. I've stopped clubbing. I'm intentional.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a wife. Yeah.
So you do all the
All
things
the-
nice wives do.
Oh, yes.
Nice wives
Yes,
do, yes.
nice wives.
Uh-huh.
They are not out clubbing and coming home at midnight.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to be a homekeeper.
Yeah.
So I conceived, and again, I had a very easy pregnancy. To the glory of God. No complications, nothing. But I think I was in this counterfeit marriage for 3 years.
Why do you call it counterfeit?
Counterfeit because parents were not aware.
Ah.
They were that is why it's called. There was no stealing from anywhere.
No?
You see, we just moved in.
Yeah.
And then, later, that's when we were learning both of us were wounded.
Of course.
So we were just bleeding on each other.
Ooh.
So, but personally, I was really pushing him. Like, you know, you should meet my parents. We need to legalize this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, thank God he did not answer that prayer. We need to legalize, you know. But then he was just quiet. I think because now where he was separated from was a legal marriage. I think he didn't have the courage to take his parents through this journey again, you know?
Yeah.
And so he never moved an inch.
No.
So we were okay, we moved.
Yeah.
But in those 3 years, Catherine, my goodness, as we were now this bleeding on each other,
Yes.
I went through a lot of emotional abuse, if I would call it that. Nothing physical. I wouldn't say he was unfaithful, no. But words and words that will keep demeaning you, make you feel small.
It's the worst kind.
And things were not just working. No, that's why I say God captured me.
Yeah.
Because everything
You've
went
been
on a
captured many times,
standstill.
eh? Hey,
This one was
capture is your
major.
testimony. You
This
should
one-
have Susan capture Kibe.
This one was major. Nothing was working anymore. Our businesses are not working. And God was trying to show me all, you know, when you try to ignore red flags, you think it is pink or maybe
And I saw a flag even.
red. There was no flag.
No.
So nothing was working.
Yeah.
And so it came to a point where I had to really decide, do I want to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at that time, no, I had had it.
Yeah.
Until here. No, there I didn't care what people would say. In 3 years, I decided this thing is not working. And then I was already feeling, the more he's not answering me when I tell him he should legalize, I'm feeling, even my parents are wondering, what kind of daughter did we raise?
Right.
So I was feeling I'm dishonoring my parents. If you're not doing this thing right, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Hey, but thank God that never happened because I lost myself in it.
Yes.
I normally tell people I was this close to depression, but I know I had the initial signs because I lost taste of life. In those 3 years, I didn't do anything. You know, for a woman that you have never even bought a spoon in your house, nothing. I didn't even have a mirror. My mom came to visit me one time. She asked me, I told her, Mom, I don't have a mirror. I don't do makeup. I just put my Vaseline and go. I'm good. Meanwhile, she could see she was losing me in a way. Now, the way I realized I saw my life in my hands like this is the time I went to work in different color of shoes. Is there you have the
There
same?
you have this blue and red.
Yes, I had black and brown. Same heel. So there you have the same type of shoes. So it's the same heel, comfort is the same, different color, black and brown. I used to live in Ruaka. I used to work on Kenyatta Avenue, Phoenix House. So all the to the market, to the stage, walking, and I didn't notice. So I'm in the meeting in the office, and I cross my legs. I'm like, oops,
What happened?
what happened to my shoes?
That's when
That is when it hit me, Susan. You are not doing well.
save yourself.
Oh my goodness, this one you're not doing well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so of course, after the meeting, I went straight home. I couldn't work again that day.
How?
Yeah. And so I started just reflecting, how did I get here?
Yes.
What really is going on?
Yeah.
I started reflecting on everything I've been hearing, and I saw I have been alienated. I no longer, then you see, because I'm trying to avoid even questions from home, I don't even go home anymore. It's like I'm avoiding my parents.
Yes.
But my mother, being these African mothers, and she's from Nyeri, should come visit.
You're not avoiding that one.
So when she comes to visit, my partner would leave. So I think my mother never came home and found both of us. because he's avoiding
Yes.
her.
Yeah.
And she wants to find out what's going on.
Yes.
Because she could see she was losing
You're not
me.
okay, yeah. So how did
Yeah.
you get out of it?
I decided, you know what, Susan?
Yeah.
You have fallen, you have fallen flat foot. But you need to save yourself.
Yes.
It was scary.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
it hurt me? It hurt me.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Because where am I going with 2 children
Yeah.
in Nairobi with different fathers in this town? Where am I even going?
So back to the label.
Yes, again. But I think by this time, because of what I had gone through, I didn't care. I didn't care at all.
That thirst of being partnered and
yes,
had gone.
it had gone.
Yes.
It had gone.
Yes.
And also when I was in this, one thing I didn't mention, now when I was in this entanglement, I would call it that, that is where now I think sometimes when you're in trouble, where do you run to? To God.
Of course, where else are you going? Yeah.
So in this entanglement, that is when I had an encounter with God. I gave my life to Christ. So I started praying, I started reading the Word. And so I wouldn't say that I knew how God speaks, but I would hear this constant thing in my spirit that if that woman ever cries, I'll be in trouble.
So which woman are we talking about?
The lady they had separated with, maybe I would say the ex-wife.
His ex, yes.
Yeah, the ex. If she ever cries to God, I'll be in trouble because she was a legal wife, married in church by covenant. Hey, and then I'm saying, I'm raising my daughter. I don't want that for my daughter. So all those things started playing in my mind. And then I could hear that I have really desired to settle down, but I have settled myself. You know, sometimes when you go to God to pray, you don't expect such answers. No. I want to hear, well done, good and faithful. That was not coming.
No, it was a tough love.
I kept hearing, I have settled myself. This is not it. And by the way, the results could show it was not it.
No.
Yeah, so I put myself together.
Yeah.
And said, baby girl, you have blundered real bad.
Yeah.
But you need to save yourself.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are just sinking. Because you see, when you have already fallen, you are down.
Yes.
You can only rise.
There's only one way.
Yeah, there's only one way. Yeah, so I made a decision. I told him, I think this thing is not working.
Yes.
And I feel we should separate. Because also when we met, I told you he was born again.
Yes.
I think he even used to minister in his capacity where he was.
Okay.
But now when we met, it's like we exchanged lives.
Yeah.
Me who was the bad became, then it's like he also now shifted a bit. So he said, okay, even me, I think I've been feeling that way. I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
So by the way, it was amicable.
Yes.
Amicable separation.
Yes.
We did not fight, we did not argue, we did not separate ways. And that was the beginning of the new season of my life. The new season of finding myself, the new season of healing.
Yes.
And now, where now God picked me from.
Yes.
To set me up to where I am today.
Yes.
Because I stepped out and it was painful because I cried. Even if I was crying inside.
Yeah.
No, it was painful also living.
Yeah.
Because you see now when a woman gets into a relationship, our emotion, we give our all.
Everything.
The blood, intestines, everything. I was all in. So also now this living was really painful.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I was looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking for a better future. Yeah, so it really hurt me. I cried for several months.
Yeah.
But I healed at some point.
Yes.
And I had to work with my children now with the support of the church at that time. And they really held me close.
Yes.
Like, you know what, you're not going anywhere. Because at that time you feel like you want to leave church.
Yeah.
Because what will people say?
And hide.
Yes, hide. Just be somewhere, build your life again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept me really close, and by this time I was very accountable. Because now I had learned, and when I was doing self-reflection, I learned I'm very vulnerable in matters, relationships.
Love.
Oh my goodness, when somebody tells me I have a nice figure, I just melt. So I decided now that has led me in trouble.
Yes.
Now I started being accountable. Yeah, and so I moved out, and I started now parenting my children intentionally.
Yes.
As a single mom. Knowing this is who we are.
Yes.
We are going to make our lives around this, you know, and we had a lot of fun, made a lot of memories, and I would say now it's like I was revenging, not with my daughter. I feel like I was revenging for what I didn't do for my son.
Oh, so you are present.
Totally present.
Yes.
And I thank God that if he also had any hiccups, by this time and the love I showed them, he had recovered and healed, and we have a very good relationship right now. Yeah, so I raised my children for 6 years.
Okay.
And in the same church where I was serving, no, that's where I met my current husband.
So after how many years or months where you felt, wow, I've done the work, and the work still continues?
Work continues.
And then you met now the mist. Even that smell has just come, but it's unprompted, unprompted. Just the hearing that we are going there.
I would say after like 2 years in that journey,
Oh, wow.
now I felt I was ready. Of course, initially I felt, this thing that I really wanted, I felt I don't want.
Yes.
Actually, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I have my 2 children, boy, girl.
I will raise
Perfect.
them.
We are good.
You know those things we like to say.
I will raise them.
Yes.
I'm okay. I'm working. I'll make the
Yeah.
money. You know, I will raise them. Then you realize along the way, there's more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's companionship you need. You know, you need also to exchange your mind with someone
Yes.
else. So after 2 years, I would say I was ready.
So how do you trust again?
How do you trust again? You must have come to a place where you know what you want. Because I had to go through a journey of self-awareness.
Yeah.
So I know what Susan wants. And I was, by the way, I said, you know what? Whether it comes at 40, 45, I'm not settling for less. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Because I have been somewhere and where I settled for less and I almost got wasted.
Yes.
So just know what you want.
Yes.
So that by the time I'm presenting myself, you'll not just come and smell and off we go. No. No. I also need to hear, I need to hear, like for me, and also dating when you're a single parent, I have to also hear your mind concerning my children. Yes, because I am a package. You don't love me and leave these ones.
No, I don't come alone.
No. Yeah, so I had to really listen to that. What are you offering me? What are you saying? Do we have a future with you? What's the future of my children with you? You know, and so that built the trust.
Yes.
When I met my husband, because also when you meet somebody who is mature, I think they've also gone through whatever they've gone through.
Their own.
And they are serious to settle down and all.
Yes.
And my husband also came with children. He had lost his wife through childbirth. And so my other key point, I had felt I have had it, raising these children. There's a healing that I think I would even say has come now in marriage. That healing of me and small children, I really suffered raising these ones. So I was, number one, I was scared. I knew it was a card I was going to place, but I was really scared because my husband is loyal. Loyal men love children.
Oh,
So
loyal men love children.
they love families.
Hey.
So I told him, among the fastest, would you be okay if I don't want to conceive? We just raise the children we have. Because we actually have a big family. He came with 5 children and I have my 2.
Okay. It's a beautiful family.
And so he said he's okay.
Yeah.
Because also he wouldn't want to relive.
That memory,
Yes.
that experience.
And even the children. I would think if they saw me pregnant, it would take them back to their
Yes.
mommy. So that for me was a big tick. I said, you know what?
Yes.
Because everyone else I had met before that, of course they say we have to have one of ours to
8
bond us.
hours.
What are we bonding? We have already bonded.
What more bonding do you want?
What more bonding do you want? You know. And so for me, that was a big tick.
Where can people find this book? Because this is a powerful, powerful book. Your story being here.
Thank you. The book can be found at Nuria.
Okay.
Nuria Bookstore at the Bazaar. It's there. And it's also at Aptas Logistic at Uniafric House, 2nd floor. So, and we also deliver.
Yeah, so for those who don't live in Nairobi or Kenya.
For those who don't live in Nairobi, we deliver to where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am on Facebook as Sue Kibe. Facebook as Sue Kibe, IG at Sue.Kibe. I'm also on YouTube at Sue Kibe. So if you drop us a message on Facebook, we can be able to deliver the book where you are. And I'm soon uploading it on Amazon. I had not done that before. So it should be on Amazon as well, so that people in the diaspora, but it already went to the diaspora, by the way. Also, when friends come over, they are able to, So it will be on Amazon, so that somebody can also get a copy and get encouraged. You know that where your story is not the end. You determine the end of your story.
Yes, I like that. So, and you know, I started off by saying you're an emotional wellness coach. So for those watching who feel they need to speak with you because you are certified, you're a certified emotional wellness coach, and they need to reach you because, you know, we all are going through our own different experiences in relationships, in counterfeit marriages, in real marriages even, and they feel, oh, I've watched Susan and I would want to like get to know more about the programs she offers, even for single moms. They reach you still through Facebook?
Through Facebook, I also have a number.
Yeah.
I can share it.
Yes,
fine.
please.
Yeah, so you can reach us on 0780 841 586. 0780 841 586. So you can reach us on that number for the emotional wellness coach programs. We do a lot of self-awareness. You know, we also do mentorship for single moms. I call them silver moms. I love calling them silver moms because they carry a lot and they are doing a lot in our society. And because it's a journey I've been through, I know the challenges that come with it. Yeah. So as I work with a single mom, I'm able to help her go through the stigma, you know, the negativity, and make sure you just win, keep winning. Success answers all those other things.
I like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So I like to say to people that you have no reason to go through things alone whatsoever. You have a minute to look into this camera, and I know you've been encouraging throughout this conversation, but you know who you want to speak to.
I pray, hope, and believe that my story has encouraged someone. And so if you have gone through assaults, you know, that's not the end. And I believe that whatever you have been through does not identify who you are, does not define who you are. So that's not your identity. Because when you look at me today, you cannot relate to that girl who was down at the age of 23. You cannot relate it to the girl who was lost in the club at the age of 25, between 25 maybe and 30 thereabouts, because you define how you want your life to be. So have you gone through assault? You know, are you a single that I call silver mom? Be encouraged. That's a beautiful journey that God has allowed you to walk with your children. And also, like, if you are in marriage and probably you go through emotional abuse, don't settle for, for less. Don't allow yourself to go through that mess and probably just lose it in it. Reach out, find help. I always say, even when people step out in terms of like separation, it's not final. You step out to sort things out when you're sober, but by the time you go back, you're on a very good platform to work on things. So I hope you are encouraged. So whether you have gone through assault, whether you're a silver mom, I call them silver moms, parenting alone, they've gone through abuse of any kind, just know that your life matters. And your story is not defined by what you have been through, and your story does not end at that point of whatever has happened. You as an individual, you are in charge of your life, and you decide how your story will end. And so as I'm here, even my story is not ended, I'm still building, but I love what I'm building. I'm happy where I am at. Thank you.
That was so powerful. We should just have started with that at the end. The end, her story has ended. First of all, you're very open and candid. And that's because, the shame is broken as well. The shame is lifted. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah. That's your story. So, and I'm glad that you came onto this program to encourage others who may be going through the same. So together we have fulfilled our mission for this program. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for having me. And
continue enjoying your marriage bliss.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to you watching, may you find the courage to acknowledge the broken spaces and places in your life. And should you wish to reach Susan, her number
for a sizzling Sunday at Holiday Inn Nairobi 2 Rivers Mall. Join us every last Sunday of the month for a spectacular Sunday barbecue. Delight in our mouth-watering Choma brunch, accompanied by live music and exciting kids activities, including puppet shows and bouncing castles. All this for just 4,000 Kenya shillings per person. Kids under 6 eat free, and ages 6 to 12 get 50% off. Make your reservations now. Call 0709-264-000 or email reservations@holidayinnairobi.com.